ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited to announce today my new special guest. She is a beautiful dancer. She's an incredible personality, and she's someone who's really, really fun. I have watched her for years dancing on the dance floor, and I got to know her more recently when she joined the Donie Designs team, who is now sponsoring my outfits here. I'm very excited. And she is someone that I can't wait for you guys to get to know. So please welcome Miss Donie Burch.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we have a lot to cover today, so I hope we can get it in, but it seems like we might need to do a follow-up. So tell me, first thing I learned that you are actually not from this local area. You're from Texas originally.
Yes, I am born and raised in Houston, Texas, and I moved to New York when I was 21 after college.
So I guess bigger isn't always better. You had to go to the Big Apple,
yeah,
right?
Big Apple. Sticking to the big states, yeah.
Sticking to the, okay. And so you, before this current life, you were Miss Drill Team Texas?
Yeah, and I'd prefer if you address me as that for
yes,
the rest of the interview.
Yes, ma'am. I think we need.
Yeah, so in Texas, I think it's different all over America what drill team is. In Texas, it's like the dance team. Okay. I think up in the Northeast, it is more like military or like.
Might take a very different take on
yes,
that.
or like the people doing the flags or the rifles or something. Anyways, it's just a dance team.
What kind of dancing?
Like. I guess like precision dancing for the team. And then we would travel to competitions and do like jazz, contemporary, lyrical type of dancing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how long did you do that for?
I did it for my sophomore and junior and a little bit of my senior year of high school. But then my senior year of high school, I joined a professional dance company in downtown Houston. So then I screwed those ladies and went downtown to dance.
You're like, I'm done drilling with them. I'm moving up.
Yeah.
Wow. So dancing has always been part of your life.
Yes.
Which definitely shows on the dance floor now as a ballroom dancer extraordinaire. So give us a little bit more about your dance background, when you started.
Yeah. So I started dancing around like 2, really. And yeah, my mom put me in dance just like, I guess, because I was a shy kid and it's not like I expressed.
You were shy.
Yeah, I was a shy kid. So yeah, she put me in dance and she always says like her main goal was just that it would teach me how to have like the confidence to walk into a room and like be able to look people in the eye and say like, hi, my name's Donie Burch, whatever. I'm from Houston, Texas, or I'm a this type of profession or whatever. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to put my daughter in this and she's going to like dance the rest of her life. But that's what ended up happening. But so I danced. I just happened to have like a super good studio in my town. I went there and I danced there all throughout high school. And then in high school, I joined the high school dance team. And we did competitions, the Miss Drill Team Texas. I even went to Miss Drill Team USA. I didn't win. Yeah, I know. She was from Utah. And I remember she like had singing. She would fly to LA on her private jet and had singing and dancing lessons. And I was like, well, I mean, like I can't compete with that.
Can you sing?
No.
I didn't know you had to sing also.
No, you don't have to sing.
Okay.
I just mean like it was a totally different world. Like I'm just from like my dance studio in Houston and this girl's like being jetted to LA. I'm like, well, okay, sure. She deserves to win, I guess.
She probably bribed somebody.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at.
The other side of the dance world. Go ahead.
Yeah, so then I went to like this summer intensive in Houston at this company. And then they asked me if I wanted to like audition for their company. And I did that. And then I quit my like high school dance team. And from there, I met the director of that dance company who helped me audition for colleges. And then I danced in college and I mean, that's all I did. I have a dance degree. I did finish college in 3 years because I'm super smart. It's very hard when you're
Not
going
just beauty,
just for dance.
brains.
Yeah. And I had no minor, so I have nothing to fall back on, just the dancing.
That's risky business, people.
Yeah, very risky. So yeah, then I danced in college. So we would do 9 a.m. ballet every single day of my college, which is hard.
9 a.m.?
Every single day.
Don't they know what you're doing at night?
I know. No, actually only
No care.
two or three of us were in a sorority because my mom was like, I want you to like experience going to college. You can't just be like with your dancer friends all the time. There was this particular college was like a conservatory. So we just had ballet, Martha Graham technique, and jazz. And so everyone was super serious. And there were 22 of us in each, in each grade or whatever you call it in college.
Okay.
Yeah, each class. So yes, I was hungover on a lot of those ballet classes. But yeah, we had the same schedule like the whole time. 9 a.m. ballet, then I'd go to a normal class. Then 12, we would have modern, then I'd go to a normal class. Then like 2:30, I would have jazz, go to a normal class, and then we would, have rehearsals or whatever at night. And then with that, we took music classes, kinesiology classes, dance history, just all dance composition, choreography, all sorts of different classes. So
that really explains a lot.
Know a lot about dance. So I'm not just, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I danced growing up.
Right. Like a little tap or jazz class at age 3 or something.
Yeah. But I really danced and I studied it and I have a degree in it. So I, really do have a lot of knowledge in not just, my personal dancing, but the history of dance. And yeah. Mm-hmm.
So then after, I guess, that chapter of your life, you took a break from dancing and you became a fashion buyer.
Yeah. So
explain that a little.
I moved to New York and I got a job as an assistant buyer at Bergdorf Goodman in men's designer fashion. And I did still take dance classes like after work. And I thought, oh, I'm probably, still going to try to be a dancer. But to be honest, it was like a super interesting job. And they really liked that my background had nothing to do with fashion, that I was like more well-rounded and I had an artistic background. And I mean, fashion is also like dance. You can't really teach someone how to have style or be fashionable. So a lot of people also go and get fashion degrees, which is also, I guess can be useful technically, but you can't really teach someone how to have style. So, that's not really the metrics what they were going after. So that job was very fulfilling because it was very creative as well. It's analytical, but it's also very creative. And soon after I started, my boss left and then I got to take over his job. So I was traveling to Europe, going to, like if you're sitting front row on a Gucci show,
I know.
You like
last week when I was front row at my Gucci show.
The not dancing doesn't seem so important. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this is also very cool. So like, I'm also really enjoying this. So I worked there for a long time. Then I worked at a startup called bluefly.com where we did like off-price designer clothes. And then I worked for Uniqlo before Uniqlo had stores in the US. I was helping them, we would take the garments from Japan and then see how we could transform them into something like Americans would like. Like, for instance, Japan, supposedly, I've never been there, so don't quote me, has no like central heat. So a lot of things have this heat tech, like even underwear and stuff. And I'm like, we don't typically wear like heat tech panties.
Oh, not in this weather, huh?
So we were like transforming that. So then I got like a really great idea to move to San Francisco after a bad breakup. And I, went on a girls trip and went to San Francisco and I'm like, I'm moving here. I'm going to change my life. And I am not really like a California type person.
Why
I
not?
Found out.
How
Everything
so?
was so slow. Even slower than Texas. Texas actually isn't super slow. I mean, it's just you're in the grocery store and you're like, let's hurry it along. And I'm
You
not
should
really
that New York minute.
Yeah, I'm not really a nature person. Everyone's hiking. Everyone's wearing like athleisure, which I totally do now. But at the time, I was like,
It really sounds awful. I will second
Yeah.
you on that because when I go to the West Coast,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in slow motion.
yeah, it's a different feeling, a different lifestyle.
And everyone's just so like happy, which is
Yeah.
odd. You know, I feel at home when I almost get run over.
Yes.
You know?
You know what? Wait, what's the saying that like people in LA are nice, but people in New York are kind? Like, we're not going to be nice to you,
Right.
but we will kindly help. Like, you'll help someone on the street begrudgingly. You know, like I'm not
Against your will.
Against my will. I'm not going to smile at you, but I will not let you lay there.
I guess
you know?
like grandma's in the middle of the road again.
Yeah. It's like,
on her
fine,
stomach,
I'll
maybe
help
pick
you.
her up.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the vibe I want.
West Coasters, don't get us wrong, but I think on the East Coast, people are more genuine. So you have to break into the barrier, break into their circles, get to know them, and then they'll open up. But what you see is what you get.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas, sometimes in California, especially like LA area, people are all like smiley and friendly and,
but not
open right away, which I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Is that genuine?
You don't know if I'm like a psycho killer, right? They don't know me. I'm a little crazy.
You are.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from, as you know, I'm from South Florida originally. So it's kind of like a mixture between, New York and has a little bit of California idea because of the sunshine. But people are still much faster than, moving much faster than in California. They're just still, I think they're still a little more real. I feel like we might get in trouble for saying that. Shh, it's okay.
But you being from South Florida, me being from Texas, it's like, I feel like we're the start of every like murder documentary or My 600-Pound Life or any of these type of shows. They have to be Florida or Texas. These are the only options. This is the only place these people are. Maybe Louisiana.
Maybe. Right. I would say, the Florida man, the Florida man, like, was my neighbor. We got along. And as long as you just kind of like let them do their thing, maybe hide their bodies, maybe you help them out a little bit, like, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane and let the chaos unravel around you.
It's more interesting that way.
It's so fun. Remember, did you ever hear, we digress a little bit, but there was like several years ago during Memorial Day weekend in Miami, there was a guy who was like apparently high off bath salts or something.
Yeah.
And he ate a man's face. And a poor homeless man's face. He ate his face.
Those are the people that make us feel at home.
And I look on TV and I'm like,
That's
people.
Home. That's home. My peeps.
I'm so happy. So you're happy you've moved to New York.
Yes.
And
I
now
am happy.
You are back to dancing.
Yep.
So how did you decide at age 36, right? You decided to get back into dancing.
Yeah. My mom saw like a Dancing with the Stars episode. She always watched that. And I never watched it because, to be honest, even though we both dance smooth, you and I was like very bored always with any smooth or standard dance on that show. And so she was like, I was looking just like for things to do to work out. But I always did still always keep up with going to ballet class. Even when I was in San Francisco, even when I was back in Houston, I always did. So my mom was like, oh, maybe you would like this. And it was like they were running an ad for Dance With Me because there were 3 people at the time that were on Dancing with the Stars from Dance With Me. I went and I literally was like, I'd like to learn some fast dances. I didn't know the names of any of them. I really didn't know anything about anything. In my college experience, ballroom was a part, I'm sorry, ballroom judges, of
Here it
physical
is.
education. It was not part of our dance department.
Really?
Yeah. So I did not.
They didn't recognize it as dancing?
Yeah. Yeah. It was part of PE.
Right.
So I went and I didn't know there were competitions. I didn't know anything. I knew nothing about nothing. And then I started, and the first person they gave me as like a teacher, who will remain nameless, tried to blindfold me.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. He tried to blindfold me during my lesson. And
Like your first lesson?
yeah, just wanted me to follow him. And then he made sure I knew like where his
hands go?
No, where his appendages were, what side of the body, so I wouldn't be alarmed. Now we weren't doing like the lambada. We were doing a box step. I was getting nowhere.
Which is the first basic
Yeah,
step.
I wasn't like near his crotch area. But so anyways, that didn't work out.
Appendages?
It was really like his.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, just wanted clarification.
Yeah, I'm like, we're not dancing like this close. We're doing literal box. So I was kind of like really, this is interesting.
That was an interesting hire on Dance With Me.
Yes. Yeah. So then I got a better teacher. And yeah, then I just like started doing
Who was your next teacher?
Kosta Trifunovic.
Oh, he's great.
Yeah. So he was the
great
manager.
guy.
So then I was like, I'm only going to dance with the managers from now on.
Fair.
I don't want my teacher to have any other students, no other students. Yeah. And I want to be the main focus of attention. So that's what I did.
And then it just escalated from there.
It really escalated very much. And I really tried to like hold on to myself for as long as I could with like the no rhinestones, no nails, wearing normal makeup, having
being
normal
like
hair.
Natural.
Yeah. And then slowly over the years, then you look at yourself and you're like, ooh, wow.
These just grew. How did that happen?
Nails are like this. I mean, I still try to play it on the fringe of like the ballroom fashion
trying to be
things.
as natural as possible.
Yeah, but like,
we can go crazy in the ballroom
like
world.
I think ballroom attracts a lot of people because it gives you an escape from who you really are. And I dance because I want people to see like who I really am. And I don't need any of that stuff.
Right.
And when you grow up doing other styles of dance, that is the focus. It's not, if you go to a ballet class, if you had makeup on or you're dressed up, I'd be like, she's sucks.
Right.
You want to look like the shittiest you can. So it's usually
like if you just maybe a little blush, slick that hair back, leotard tights.
Like you do not want to call like attention to yourself. Even now, even with the people taping in rooms because of Instagram and all this stuff, I feel like even still, if you look at what people wear in like jazz, hip hop type of classes, people are not done up. You don't want to be like done up. So that was like very hard for me because I don't like to, a lot of those things make me feel less like myself. And I don't like that feeling.
I understand that. Like I felt, so before my dance life, I was a competitive gymnast. And it was very much similar to ballet and jazz. And I did ballet on the side and jazz and all of that. So there was like this world. And then, funny enough, when I was 17, my mom was like, why don't you start taking ballroom dance classes? And I said, Mom, I don't want to dance with old men. And I think the joke's on me now because this is exactly what I do all day, every day. But she was like, go try it. So I went in my first class in my leotard, slicked bun hair, sprayed up, like no makeup, and character shoes because I knew that you had to wear heels. Yeah. And I go, and it was a group class, and I loved it. I was like, where's this been my whole life? So then I started, but when I was like getting more competitive with it. I was like fighting this idea of being a Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to do the spray tan, you have to
Yeah.
have the nails, the makeup, and the hair, and of course the costuming.
Mhm.
And I was like, this is all just to go and dance. Like I just want to go and I just want to be free.
Yeah.
Right.
But you and I both have like personalities and like expressive faces and things that like we don't need all of that stuff.
Right.
I don't want to be judged on anything other than just like who I am and then the dancing.
And the dancing. Right. I have same idea. And then before I knew it, I was like finding that I was like, getting my nails done. And then there was a little more makeup. And then I was like, more rhinestones. And now when I see a dress, I'm like, it needs rhinestones. Right.
Yeah.
So it's funny how things change. And with us working in Duray, that really gave me like an idea of what the fashion was about. And kind of I started to appreciate all the stoning, all the elaborate decorations and all of that.
Sure. And there is sometimes purpose to things like fringe on a dress makes you look like you have more movement or, whatever.
Right.
These
there is strategy, guys. Yeah. When you look to buy a dress from Duray Designs, realize
highlight
that
the positives.
We are always trying to highlight the positives, minimize the not so positives. Yeah.
If there are any.
If there are, well, obviously, we got to find it with us. That was probably very helpful in getting you into your like big reality show gig. So you were on Dancing Queens.
Yep.
That was fun. So my friend and I sat down and we binge watched the whole season. I think overall, I was like, I think they could have gone deeper in the drama because I feel like there was more.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate, like, what was the show about?
Well, I think when they had this idea to have like a reality show about ballroom, it went through many different ideas. Do they focus on the teachers? Are they focusing on students? Are they focusing on whatever? And I know even during the show, there were a lot of other pro-am people being like, those aren't the real dancing queens. First of all, it's a name of a song. It's like no one was saying like we are the queens of the dance world. But they found it easier, which I completely agree, to focus on just one small section. Ladies, age B, which is 35 to 50, Latin.
So there were 5 main girls.
Yeah.
Including you.
Including me. Yeah. So like, if it's too broad and different age categories, also like I don't have any drama with a lady in senior 1 or a young girl who's, dancing under 21. Like why would we, whatever.
Even be interacting, really. Yeah.
But the main problem with the drama or lack thereof is not everyone was friends. Actually, no one was friends. So we didn't know each other.
Oh.
So it's like, oh, tell me some beef on this person. It's like, I don't really know. I see her at a competition literally and I'm like, hi.
Right. And then you're dancing against them. So it's not like
so some of them it's
are
like,
talking to them.
I also don't really even know how they dance.
Right.
We're dancing at the same time. So we did form relationships because we were cast at the very beginning of COVID. And then we had to wait this long, like 2 years before we started filming. So the relationships that we had were almost made because of that wait during COVID. So like, for instance, I'm very good friends with Gael, but I had never spoken to her before we were cast. But during those 2 years,
was she the tall, thin one with the short
No,
hair?
that's Leonie.
Leonie, okay.
So
I saw her at the studio.
Yeah. So yeah, it was
many
just
men.
like, there were like 2 girls from Arizona who I had never encountered or even heard of. So I really couldn't comment anything on them, So I think that was really the downfall is that there wasn't any real drama. Now, of course, we know there is drama in ballroom.
Oh, yeah. So I was like, we were waiting for the shoe to pop off. And as you know, you probably don't know people, ballroom dancing, aside from the dancing, there is a whole life off the dance floor. And it's really actually entertaining because like you're finding out like who's sleeping with who. Sometimes there's cross
Contamination.
Contamination. Like between students and students, teachers and teachers and teachers and students.
Yeah, I'm like, film the bar after the competition.
I was like, come on, I know more drama than this.
Yeah.
So we were hoping to see more.
Yeah, even in terms of, it didn't even have to be drama. Like me and my teacher at the time, we were like super, super good friends and had been together for 8 years. And like our lessons were just like one joke after the other. Basically all very sexually inappropriate.
Oh, my
and I'm
favorite.
like, why was that not shown? And also, why not highlight that we had been together 8 years and like that I'm friends with his wife and, all these things that like, now this could be a drama, but then it was just like, I think chosen to focus on the wrong things that didn't really turn into anything.
Yeah. There was one segment where you were starring and you were getting your dress from Dore.
Yeah.
And you asked about a stone that was on the dress. And Dawn said, who's the owner of Dore Designs, she said that it was metallic crystal sunshine.
Yes.
And then you said,
that's my stripper name.
And I was like, yes, finally.
Yeah, I'm like, can someone do something on this show? So then I had like
a stripper name.
I had a premiere party. We like rented a restaurant and I had like my friend did all the AV stuff. So we watched it live in New York at a party. And I had metallic crystal sunshine t-shirts made for everybody.
Of course.
So yeah.
My obviously every girl should have an inner stripper name. Obviously mine would be Delicious Double D. And, so I think it's healthy that we all have that inner side.
I think so too.
And I'm grateful that you brought it out on the show because everybody was thinking it. Everybody wants to have a stripper name.
Yes.
But you had
the guts
to give it.
That's right.
Yeah. You were also like on the show, you had, I think, your character, which is really just you, had a lot of depth too. So you had like your funny side.
Yeah.
But you were also bringing up body image and, having the confidence, having any kind of body size in dancing. Yeah. So ballroom dancing is just like any other form of dancing. It's strict on what kind of body you should have, right? Yeah. Usually a lot of the ladies are like very thin or trying to be thin and maybe going to like some unhealthy ways. Yeah. And now you have lost a good amount of weight and you look fabulous.
Thank you.
But you were a little bigger on the show. And but it when I was watching you on the show and of course on the just competition floor, it didn't hinder your movement. And you were able to work it so confidently that I really like to see someone of like a normal size. Yeah,
and I think like
there.
I already knew that I was cast as a few things, one of them being a not typical body type. But I do really feel that in ballroom, it is actually opposite what they were saying. I feel that for pro-am, not for professionals, I feel that it is very inclusive. And I know many ladies who are, maybe a teeny bit heavy or much heavier that compete, that dance, that are at competitions every weekend, that move great. And I'm like, I don't want to do a disservice also to these people when at one of the competitions, there was a lady competing against us who was way bigger than me. And I'm like, it's kind of a disservice to like these ladies who are also out there. And then I'm being like, oh, I'm the big, how just on shows, it's always the lowest common. Yes. Was I overweight? Yes. But I was also a very typical, United States woman size. I don't want to be like an advocate for something that I don't really feel like I'm the leader of that group, and also really want to lose weight. I'm not like oh my God, I felt so great and I'm so empowered. I was not. And I also was skinny my whole life before that. I just gained weight when my dad passed away, like immediately. Like I would say I gained 20 pounds within like 2 weeks of just like sitting at home, people bringing food, people bringing wine. You're just sitting and eating and with friends and whatever. And a lot of drinking, it's kind of like, yes, did I want to bring attention to that anyone can do this at any size, but also that like, let's not kid ourselves. I'm not some like huge person but there are so many ladies that do dance that are the size that I was or bigger that are great.
They
great
really
movers.
can move. And
yes.
if I was judging, I would absolutely mark them over someone who was more like, who was, very thin, maybe had
the look, but doesn't have the
movement. Because after all, it is a dance competition.
Yes.
And that was something I always like in my journey of dance. I was always kind of like fighting, like, why do I have to look like a Barbie doll in order just to get out there? And I'm like, after all, it's a dance competition. And though, we're all humans, though the look helps create a good first impression, it's not the end all.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we get tied up, maybe like I would just say as a society as a whole.
Oh, of course.
We get tied up on the idea of like, you have to look a certain way, dress appropriately or dress a certain way, show a status, something, just to go about your day.
Yeah.
And I think it's just too much.
Yeah. No,
this is why we drink. It's
totally
exhausting.
too much, I think they kept showing a quote, which I will completely stand behind.
Yeah.
Where it was in all the promos where I was like, I am the best dancer. They didn't, they cut off my sentence, but.
Sorry, ladies, you were also great.
But I was like, you may be the best Latin dancer, though you may be the best Latin B competitor. You may be a great standard dancer, whatever. But overall, as a whole, no matter how anyone looks or whatever, I'm like, I am the best dancer. I'm sorry. And it shouldn't.
Love that confidence.
It shouldn't go into like that I'm a little bigger.
Right. We shouldn't be talking. It shouldn't be
that
like.
Shouldn't even be a factor of,
right.
This is not pro-am dancing is not, I'm not auditioning for a spot on a show, which I understand. Yes, if you're going to an audition and maybe you're auditioning for the lead dancer in Moulin Rouge. Okay, sure. Then maybe you can have some criteria or whatever.
Right.
This is a hobby. Right. For grown women.
We have
and
to
men.
Think about that at the end of the day.
It's not,
And even for professionals, the way that the dance industry is set up is that the job itself is the teaching or like owning a studio or, anything in service that you can provide. The dancing portion is the hobby. And for a professional, you want to work really hard on your dancing because that is what you're in the end selling and showing to others. But it's your hobby. And so I started dancing professionally in my like early 20s. So how I looked when I was like 25 and how I looked at the end when I retired last year was different because it was 10 years.
Yeah.
And I remember like, when I got back onto the floor my last couple of years with the partner that I actually had when I was 25, so that was funny, full circle moment, I looked different. So I was like more fuller figure at this point. And so I just kind of hovered there. But I was like, why am I going to try to recreate what I looked like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
When I actually feel really good, I feel like I'm a much stronger dancer now. And I look good,
and also, whose body do we use at Doré the most to make the dresses off of? Because you're a normal size person.
Right.
It's like a lot of the pros, I feel like maybe their things don't sell as quickly because like not a lot of size zeros walking around out there,
right.
As
put one dress per leg.
40 to 60-year-old ladies, it's like. But I think that's also why people like related to you and your dancing, because that's what, as a like audience member, yeah, I'm not a judge, but as an audience member, that's what I would like want to see is like, oh, wow, look at this beautiful woman who's like enjoying herself, has personality. These girls who are just like dead face, but skinny and pretty. And it's like, well, I'm not really enjoying that, you know?
Right.
If you come from another background where you like performers, it's hard to understand like the competition aspect because you're like, okay, that couple's giving nothing. This couple's giving everything,
right?
You know?
So you're just drawn to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like watching a good show.
Yeah, exactly. And we're giving them a show.
We are the show. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. So, you know, you did mention earlier, so your father passed away. How long ago?
In 2018.
And I'm sorry for your loss. I'm sure that was really hard. How did dancing help you get through that period of life? So that you could just kind of, I'm sure, like deal with the emotions of it. And then how do you use dancing now maybe to help to remember him?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
My parents, my mom still would come to like every single event and competition.
Oh God, everyone needs to meet your mom.
Yeah. She is like front and center every single thing.
She is the show.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So like my dad would always be there as well. So, you know, really after my dad passed away and then I came back to New York and I decided like to just start taking lessons back immediately because I was like, I need to just get like normalcy of, you know, my day to day. And yeah, like in the beginning, it was like very hard. And I did do like one competition. I did Emerald, like, so my dad passed away in March and then I did Emerald in May or something. That was not a good decision. So I feel like in that aspect, I'm like, oh, this is not helping me very much. But I was like, I'm going to go out there. My dad would want me to. Not that he didn't want me to, but I just like,
you weren't ready
I was not ready,
you know? Soon.
Yeah, a little too soon. Both my parents are good dancers, but my dad was the more, I guess we could say like technical good dancer. My mom likes to say she's a freestyler.
I can see that.
Yes.
She really is
not into like, I tried to have them do ballroom lessons and then like they did them, you know, with two separate people and my dad was like killing it and my mom is like getting annoyed that he's doing so well and she's like, I don't want to do these like cha-cha. Yeah, like I want to dance, like, you know.
So you're a good mix of the both.
Yeah, so I'm a good mix of the both of them. So I had a lot of like dance moments growing up with my dad also because my mom tried to make it a point that he wouldn't just do things with my brothers, that he had to do something with me. So when I was in like, I guess elementary and middle and high school, I was in the Nutcracker. And so my mom had him audition for that. And
had him audition?
Yes, so,
as the nut?
Nope, he was the dad of Clara.
Okay.
So, well, he thought he was just going to be like a dad in the background and during the party scene, if you've seen the Nutcracker during the beginning.
Right, that is true.
He played Dr. Stahlbaum and I was Clara, the little girl. But my dad continued to do it even after I wasn't in that scene anymore for like many years.
He stayed?
Yeah, he stayed.
He's like, sorry, honey, I have to go to dance practice now.
So every Sunday we had
amazing.
practice and the dads would always have the football games like in their ear and they'd be drinking in the corner.
Oh my God, that warms my heart.
But
that is
so like
great.
Me and my dad had a lot of dance moments together, you know? So, you know, I know it was like very special for him and very special for us to share that. So yeah, anytime I'm like there and I have no stamina towards the end or I'm like, how am I going to get through this round or whatever? I'm like, okay, I just do this jive for my dad. And if I fail, it's almost like, okay, I guess, Dad, you're really not doing your job. You're supposed to be sending me energy and good vibes.
Wake up there.
I don't know what you're doing, but like
you're still working here.
I'm
You're
asking
still
for help, you know? So, yeah. So it's rough, but you know, time moves on and now I've moved my mom into my building, not in my apartment, but in my building. So like me, my mom, and
you have your brother
and my other brother live in my building.
That is a family
So we're
affair.
taking
It's a lot
over.
of Birches.
Yes, we're taking over that building.
Birch.
Yes.
Well, so how's that like having the whole family?
It's
Almost
nice.
the whole family in one
we're
spot.
not like, no one goes to anyone's apartment unannounced or just walking
Not
in,
gonna-
you
can
know.
I have
Yeah.
some sugar?
Yeah. And like I have to like invite, I'm like, Mom, can you want to come to my apartment? I'll cook something, you know. She wants everyone to go to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Mama. Right.
But
Fair.
yeah, it's very nice. Like if I need anything, I know she's right there. If like she doesn't answer the phone, instead of freaking out, I can just go up there and check on her, you know.
That's
So like,
great.
yeah, it's really great.
Oh, that's fun. And she's so much fun. So it's
Yes.
not like, you know, you're living next to your mother.
No.
She's
She's like way more fun than me. Like she's like at my high school reunion, people are like, "Where's Rita?" I'm like, I don't know if y'all know this, but Rita didn't graduate in 1996. Rita is not coming to
Thank
the
you.
reunion. But
Everyone's
it's like
asking.
the first question always.
And
Where's Rita?
you mentioned that so you have two brothers.
I have two brothers. Yes.
So your other brother's wedding,
Uh-huh.
Miss Rita
Yes. Uh-huh.
had stole the show a little bit.
She did a
with
solo
her.
presentation, and she had a
Tell us a little bit about
She had a
it.
ballroom pimp cane that was decked out in Swarovski crystals.
Thank you,
and,
Esther Ching.
Yes, and yes, she did a. My mom and my brother danced to like the Pulp Fiction song, like where Uma Thurman and John Travolta are
Oh,
doing.
yes.
They did that, and then my mom did a surprise performance of this song. You're not gonna know what it is, but it's called Chains. They play it sometimes for
Not
Roomba.
chain.
No.
Oh.
It's like a ballad. Anyways, she
Wow.
danced, and my best friend from home and my other brother were the backup dancers. So,
Naturally.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Uh-huh.
I'd love to see some pictures or
Yeah.
footage.
She removed her shoes.
We
So
all
she was,
do.
and it was freestyle as she would want.
Was she throwing the cane around?
Yeah. No, the
Okay.
cane was long gone by then.
Wow. What a story. Like you have so much. That's why I was like, when we were talking about the show, I was like, we need to have Donie Burch on this show. So just put her in. So now,
Mhm.
interesting enough, so you have, you were Miss Drill Team Texas.
Mhm.
You've done for many years fashion buying. And now you own a studio
Yes.
called The Loft.
Yep.
Yes. In the city.
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
So the person that I was dancing with at the time was like, told me about this opportunity where this, studio, whatever, came up for sale. And I had never been there. And I was just like, oh, whatever, not interested at all. And then I went there a few times, and then I think it was for sale for a while. And then after a couple months, I was like, well, wait, maybe I could, let me think about it. My dad was also like a super big entrepreneur and never worked for anyone. And we owned like a restaurant when I was growing up. And then he sold insurance. Then he was part of a lot of like pyramid schemes, just a lot of like, if you're at the top of the pyramid.
Was this in Texas?
Yeah, you can make a lot of money.
Oh.
I mean, he wasn't doing it as a
Cowboy
scheme,
style.
but you know what I mean. Those
Right.
things that were like popular in like the early 2000s.
It's like you can become a millionaire next week.
Yeah.
Let me know if
Yeah, if it worked.
it works.
So I was like, I'm not a very big risk taker, but I could do this with very minimal financial risk that probably wouldn't impact like the course of my life if it didn't go well. At least I could say like I tried something.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep, I tried. I'm doing it.
And how long have you owned it now?
Well, almost exactly 1 year. A month over a year. I'm like,
Wow, happy anniversary.
thanks. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, July 1st, 2024.
And so where is this studio located in Manhattan?
It's in Chinatown. It's on, okay, so this is super weird.
Okay.
I was watching an episode of Dancing Queens, and the lead in of my name, this is freaky. So you know how on like shows it says like Donie, New York, and there's a
Right.
picture behind it?
Right?
Is a picture of the studio, but before I had ever been there. But they were filming at that studio because Leonie was practicing there, but they didn't use it for her introduction. They used it for my introduction.
That's crazy.
And I didn't even go to that studio after we had been done filming for 2 years. So yeah. So it's on this like very...
The sign was there.
Yeah.
There will be signs.
Yes, there will be signs. It's a very recognizable street in Chinatown because it's the only one that's closed down and it has Chinese lanterns hanging and they film a lot of movies there. And so it's like when you see it, you know that that's what it is. It's in the heart of Chinatown.
I would absolutely love to go see your studio.
I would love for you to come.
Definitely. I'm going to make an appointment or just like knock, knock.
Not
Do you have any sugar?
I'm always there. Yeah.
That's great. Are there any like upcoming events happening at the Loft that maybe we should know about? Any fun things?
I mean,
plans?
We are in the process of we're going to try to do like a competition, like show group. You know,
cool.
like bring a group to a competition. Like I have a lot of students that are, I would say in their 20s, early 30s that have never had a partner. Like they're pro-am students because they're amateurs, but they don't dance like with a guy. So they just come and they will stay. Like last night, we have 3 Latin group classes in a row. They stay for the whole 3 hours and take each one, but they're always dancing solo. Mm-hmm. So it's like, what incentive can we give them? What you need a goal. And if not everyone has the funds to be able to do pro-am dancing, as we know, it's very expensive. So we're trying to create things that give them an opportunity to have a goal and grow and that they can see their growth. So we're going to get like a competition team together and 2 of the teachers are going to choreograph something for them. We'll get them the costumes and the hair and makeup and everything. And then I think...
Do you participate in the classes as well?
Typically not.
Okay, so you are straddling the line of student and studio owner, which
Correct.
is very unique.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
I participate, I'll take the ballet classes, and typically that's it. But if like we have a coach come and they do a lecture, I'll obviously participate in that. But it is kind of hard because I also still want to be seen as, not an authority figure, but as the owner.
Right.
And not just another person in the class. Unless it's a class where like the other night there was a Latin class and there was only 6 people and they're all kind of girls that I know, like 3 of them that compete with me. So I feel comfortable like being in that class,
Right.
Because there are people that are
intimate.
Yeah, there are people that already knew me before. I have a lot of support from pro-am people that come because I think they feel comfortable with me and they know that I know both sides. Mm-hmm. And so I try to make everything.
So you have also, both sides as in student and studio owner, or lead and follow.
No, not lead and follow.
You're leading too.
No, as like being a person, a part of a studio. Like since I went to a franchise, I know how it feels to be treated as this type of client, and now that I have clients, I can treat them the way that I would want to be treated, So absolutely. I think I try to be very like equitable and fair with all of the teachers, all of the students, and have like, fair pricing, pay them a wage that is at least, to the best of my ability right now, at least not taking advantage of anybody. Because I feel like this happens a lot, especially with teachers that are just arriving here and they're just working for nothing.
And they're expected to live like in New York City or like any big hub.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
12 people living in one room.
Yeah. So I really try to remember that and remember that this is for hopefully a long running business, and that cutting things in the beginning is not really going to help me sustain the business. Yeah, I could have a few extra bucks right now, but I would rather like give it back and make things enjoyable for everyone. And I like to personally be there for at least the group classes. When people come in, they like to see that it's me. We have like the Chinese population, obviously, that comes also.
Have you picked up any Chinese?
I haven't picked up any Chinese, but I have become friends with a lot of the ladies. Like we have some classes that a lot of these like ladies in their like 50s to late 60s come to, and they're so sweet.
Yeah.
And they see on Facebook, they're like, oh, you did a competition this weekend. How did you do?
They're like fans of yours personally too.
Yeah.
That's great.
So it's fun.
Well, I would say like this is a great time to do a little shout out to the men out there. Women love men who can dance. I mean, I married my dance partner, who's now my producer. So funny how that worked. And you know, a lot of people meet through dancing.
Yeah.
It is a very kind of close sport. It's very social. You get close. Hopefully nothing like your first experience with that teacher.
No.
No blindfolds, none of that. We're not promoting any of that. But we are trying to get more guys.
Yeah.
And this is one thing, like I had on a side random tangent, but a lot of men still think dancing is gay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my student was telling me this.
The majority are not.
They're not, but I'm like, you realize you are dancing with women.
Yeah.
So it's not gay if you go play, you know, football with friends and you like land in a pile and you grab each other in the pile and then you go to the locker room and you take showers together. So that's not gay. Just a little side note there.
Yeah, for sure.
So as we come to a close of this awesome segment, I wanted to ask you if you have any advice for women who are in their 30s and 40s and they want to reinvent themselves. What would you tell them?
I think the best version of yourself is your true self. So you can reinvent yourself, but don't try to be something other than what you are, because people can tell that right off the bat, you know, whatever. And also don't let your age dictate what you wear, how you look, what you want to do, if you want to go out, if you know, like I definitely do things below my age range. You know, I'm not living the typical what all my like friends back home maybe are living. But like, you know, that's my life and those are my decisions. And like, I want to stay young and, you know, like my mom is still would go out to a bar with me until 2 a.m. and she's 74.
Oh, God.
So, like,
I love it.
You know, she is true to herself.
In the not the Southern rude way, but the Southern sweet way, bless her heart, because I want to be like her.
Yes.
And does she bring the pimp K now?
She doesn't, because she doesn't want people to really know
her true nature.
Yeah, her true nature.
I agree 100% with you. I am all for, you know, just living your happiest life all the time, because we don't know like when we're going to go.
Exactly.
Right. And so there's no point living this life that we think we should, you know, like with people that we're like, oh, well, this person is good enough. Like, let's try to find someone that we like really are happy with, live the life. And even if it takes a few times, you have to just reinvent, you know?
That's true. Yes.
That's the exploration, right? It's always about the journey.
Yeah. Yes. And not stopping, like no matter what.
Amen, girl. All right, so next we are going to be playing a game called True or False. Hungry for more? You've just heard the interview, but there's so much more to see. Watch the complete show on YouTube at Superstar Denise, including our game segment and featured Superstar Spotlight performance. We'll see you there.